Wait for a few more people to get on this chat, but you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them down below for me. One Pride Nation, what is up? If you guys I saw a Tigers video earlier, Lions content. If you guys are looking for content like that, go check out his channel, One Pride Nation. Drew, what's going on, my guy? If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them. Could be basketball related, Pistons related. Had nothing to do today, so thought we'd just do a live Q&A with you guys. Lions and Tigers content. Yeah, I mean, you're fairly new, but I think people like your content, One Pride Nation. Thought on Westbrook slander. I'm here for it. I am here for it, Drew. Just to see some people's reaction because they're not too high on Westbrook. Personally, I don't know. I've watched him choke a lot, and he's still a good player, but B-Ball Grasha, what is going on? Like I said, you guys, this is a live Q&A. If you guys have any Pistons questions, basketball questions, drop them down below. No problem. Have any of you guys been watching the Tigers lately? Got another win today. They're looking good so far, 2-1. What should be our top free agent targets? Good question, Drew. Probably you're going to want to target a center, in my opinion, because you don't really have a center right now outside of Justin Patton. Probably could get it. I know you're really big on JaVale McGee. He would be a very good addition with the Pistons. But like I said, you can't really go wrong. There's a lot of under the radar type centers in free agency. So I think that's one addition you want to go after. Point guards, if you don't draft one, but I think we're probably going to draft one, but let's say you don't, definitely want to target a point guard to help D Rose out. And outside of that, maybe some wing help. I don't know. Tony Snell right now. You got Svi Mykhailiuk kind of playing that 2-3. Not really sure what they're going to do, but I will make a video when they do something. One Pride Nation, are you also a fan of other Detroit teams? Yes. At Red Wings, Tigers, Lions, even though they give me depression. But I'm just a casual Lions fan, but they've been hurting me for a while. If you guys aren't already, go over to Detroit Drew's YouTube channel. Go give him a subscribe. One of the best Detroit YouTubers out there. Go show him some love, you guys. I heard 313 JMO say say that Sekou got a late start playing basketball at the age of 13. Did you know Thon Maker didn't start playing until the age of 14? You know, B-Ball guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't know that. You know, I think during that draft, Thon's draft, I'm not even going to like bullshit with you guys. I was high on him. I wanted the Pistons to draft him, but you know, the Bucks took a gamble with another international player, and they took him. But you know, I don't know. To me, he's just a bench player right now. I think he's had his moments with the Pistons, and he's had some not so great moments. But as for Sekou, again, I didn't know he started playing basketball at 13. I did watch a documentary of him, and you know, he was playing professional basketball at a really young age, and I want to say he started at 15 professionally. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but he was a pretty exciting player so far to watch for your Pistons. I honestly think he's going to be the future of this team, but that's just my opinion. You guys might think he's not. One of my buddies doesn't think he's going to be, you know, a future asset. He thinks he's just going to be a, you know, a piece that's going to be in the starting lineup, but not be an all-star caliber player. I subbed to him. Yeah, One Pride Nation, really good insight over there. If you guys haven't subbed to One Pride Nation, definitely go check him out. Up and coming Detroit YouTuber. No Westbrook slander tonight. You know what? I might throw some Westbrook slander just for some smoke. CA3. I will throw some slander. Oh, man. Also, you guys, another good YouTuber, CA3 Sports Talk. Definitely check his channel out if you haven't already. Another great YouTuber. You get a lot of insight over there. Said, you guys have any basketball questions, Pistons related questions, draft, free agency, trades, drop them down below. What do I think of Lauri Markkanen? You know, B-Ball, I've actually liked him a lot. I think during his draft, I think we still had Henry Ellenson on the team. And, you know, the Bulls, you know, eventually did get him. I always thought he was a really good stretch four. And the only really knock on him is his defense because he doesn't really play any. But he's an elite three-point shooter. And I know there was a report of him, you know, wanting out of Chicago because of Boylan, but I don't know how accurate that is. And we're kind of set on forwards right now, so I don't really know if the Pistons would be interested in it, but he is a very good player, B-Ball. The next question, how good do you think Kyra Lewis can be? Now, I went on the Above the Rim yesterday, and I said I would actually take Kyra Lewis, you know, over I can't think of his name right now. Killian Hayes. And I might just kind of be biased towards Kyra Lewis, but I think he can be a very good player. I think his ceiling is probably going to be like a De'Aaron Fox type of a player, but he's going to have to work on a lot of things. I think he's going to have to add some weight because I think he's like maybe 165 pounds. And, you know, kind of gives you that Brandon Jennings vibes when it does come to weight, because Jennings was a really skinny point guard too. But I think what I like about Kyra is just his ability to penetrate and find the open man. I mean, we have a lot of good shooters, and he would really thrive in a Detroit Pistons offense because you have a lot of young players like Sekou that, you know, like to run in transition, and you could have Luke trailing and, you know, stuff like that. But I really think Kyra could be a very good player. Good question. Probably going to butcher your name. Micah Gaming Takeover. Good question. I like it. Where is Lewis from? I'm not really sure where he's from, but I know he plays at, I want to say Alabama. Alabama, right? So I think Alabama University. Like I said, some people are comparing him to Colin Sexton, which I don't know if it's because of a, Alabama situation, but I mean, he kind of has similar traits, but I don't know. I like comparing him to De'Aaron Fox because it's more of a ceiling for him. I think that he could obtain. Benjamin, cannot talk today. Benjamin, what is up, my guy? Like I said, do you guys have any Pistons questions, draft questions? Feel free to drop them down below, and I will answer each and every one of your questions, you guys. Got nothing to do right now. I'll just get that away from that mic. Yeah, like I said, he's really skinny right now. But you have to remember the guy hasn't even played NBA game yet, and we saw guys like, I know it's probably a bad comparison, but Mo Bamba over this bubble put on over 20 pounds of muscle during this quarantine. But you have to remember, Mo Bamba has more access to trainers and stuff, and they probably have him on a good regimen. Maybe Kyra Lewis can do the same thing, but with gaining muscle, you may take away some of his speed, which I feel is a very good. I don't know. Like, I remember Jennings. I don't even know why I keep bringing him up, but I think he was like 170, and he was like 200 pounds off of his Achilles, and he was really slow when he did gain some muscle, but he eventually got back to his 170, 180 weight, and his speed came back. So I don't know. It's too easy to put on muscle. It's hard to be an elite hooper. I'll take the risk if he's there. Yeah, I mean, exactly. I hate the shortened seasons. I don't know if I'm going to watch this season. I mean, yeah, I'm kind of with you. Like, we were like right at that 5th spot. I don't want to butcher your name, Chloe, but we were so close. I mean, I think we're half a game out of that, 3rd overall pick. The 3rd overall to get that pick, but I don't know. Like, I think we might have a shortened season, maybe again next year. I don't know. Depends how this coronavirus and the bubbles work out, but I get it, man. It's hard to watch, but I'm just glad sports are back. Do you think we can acquire a 2nd round pick or just do unrestricted free agents? Brett, I think you can get 2nd round picks this year. I think we saw it last year. I mean, God bless Ed Stefanski. He got a 1st round pick for John Lewis somehow. Granted, we did take on Tony Snell's contract, but he turned that, 1st round pick, as you guys know, into 4 seconds. So anything is possible. You never know. We could get a 2nd round pick. B-Ball, what do you got to say? Per 36 minutes, Thon gets more rebounds, assists, and more steals and blocks and less turnovers. Thon has a better field goal and identically 3-point percentage to Markkanen and shoots more. Markkanen is really better than Thon. I mean, if you were to compare the two, B-Ball, I feel like they're very similar players. I think you could probably agree that they're both, stretch 4s. I would probably be more, I don't know, I'm kind of biased towards Markkanen because I wanted him, but I'd probably take Markkanen over Thon. I'm not saying that he's better, but I would just take him. I mean, I don't know. You could like really dig deep into the numbers and, the stats, but I don't know. The eye test for me says that, Markkanen would, fit with the Pistons very easily. Not to say Thon's not a bad. I know I bash on him a lot. It's just because he's just so tall and he has such a hard time, holding on to rebounds. You know, that's only my issue with it, B-ball. With spacing and the way NBA calls fouls, anytime you run to the basket for a layup, you really don't even have to be the strongest guy on the court anymore. Facts, man. Facts. Seems like James Harden gets a foul every time someone breathes on him. Like, honestly. Let's see. Should the NBA pay an incentive for each slam dunk made of the game more interesting? Well, what do you mean? Like maybe a player gets like, I don't know, maybe 10 dunks in a game and they get like some more, I don't know, maybe money or I kind of get what you're saying, but I don't really understand the question. Do you mean like so the NBA pay an incentive for each slam dunk to make the game more interesting? I mean, these guys are already making a lot of money, you guys. I don't know. I feel like the players have enough money, but I mean, it would be interesting for sure. But when would you actually give Thon 36 minutes? It's always 9 and 6. LOL. I mean, unless Blake Griffin, Christian Wood, and whoever maybe we go after, I guess you would give him 36 minutes, but Would you like to see the Pistons get a traditional center or play small ball with Wood? Brett, I feel like we've been watching Andre Drummond, and we watched him for how many years was a year? 9? 8, 9 years? And to me, Andre Drummond was a, quote unquote traditional center. He didn't really have a post game. He did try to work on it, I know, but it just really didn't go anywhere. I don't know if it was a nervous thing with him because, in the gym with his trainer, he's making all these post up shots. But when it comes into the game, he gets frustrated. I think that my biggest problem, I know I'm not even answering your question. It's just like a Drummond ramble, but I think they're probably going to try to get a traditional center and probably get a small ball center or just have Wood play that 5. I think Dwayne Casey would like to have that versatility. Sorry, I did not mean to go on a Drummond tangent, but I did for a second. I mean, we saw Van Gundy do something really similar when he would hire guys. He would get a traditional center, a rim protector, a specialist, and then maybe he would get, someone, he would like throw John Lure in there. Markkanen wasn't playing behind Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond. B-Ball, you're absolutely right. I mean, Thon Maker was behind Blake and Andre Drummond. And we did see him really step up his game when Andre was traded. I think it was the first game. Christian and Thon, they were balling out. And, there was even a nickname calling them the Thin Towers because, they're playing really well together. I don't know. I've seen Thon, and I don't know. I'm just not really that high on him. Not to say he's not a good player. It's just I want to give someone else an opportunity. Maybe, just let his contract go. I don't know if the Pistons are going to, pick up his contract. I think it's $4.6 million. I mean, I feel like you could get a pretty good replacement for around that price point. I don't know about you guys in free agency. Almost paying him $5 million. It's a lot of money for Thon services, in my opinion, but you might have a different one. So do you guys have any type of questions, basketball questions? Doesn't have to be Pistons questions. I can talk more than just Pistons. Now, this is an interesting, I don't know Maybe you guys can answer it in the chat. I actually was talking with one of my buddies, and I asked him, would you potentially trade your draft pick if, let's say, we fall in the draft? Would you swap with the Kings with their 12th pick? And the Kings own our 35th pick from the Reggie Jackson trade. I want to know, if you guys type it in the chat, would you trade a 12th and 35th pick if we fall in the draft? Let me know down in the chat. I feel like that would be, an okay trade, but Drummond needed to lose weight, in my opinion. He was the heaviest guy on the court and couldn't even post up. Nikola Mirotic. Oh, man, that's a name I haven't heard in a while, Benjamin. I remember Nico. He was a pretty good shooter. The thing with Drummond is, I feel like, how we've been talking about Sekou and, all his highlights this summer. Drummond did a lot of the same thing. He would post 3-pointers, working on his post game. But, when it would come to playing, my thing with him is the ticky-tack fouls, arguing with the refs if he wouldn't, he would get hacked. There's no denying that. But he would just spend so much time and energy on referees, or he would gamble defensively and he would get into foul trouble. It's like the talent was there. It's just he just couldn't lock in and night out. There were games where like he could lock in and you're like, okay, where was this? Like, definitely. It is unbearable to watch a game with no attendance. Should the NBA fill stands with coaches and players and staff? I don't think they will because of COVID. I actually was watching, I think it was a Marlins game today. It was a baseball game. And they had cutouts of people in the stands. But I don't really... I don't know if they would. I mean, I get it. Like, it's kind of weird watching a game and there's no, fans or whatever. It's just empty seats. But hey, at least we have basketball back. We got another question. What are some good free agents I would consider? It really depends, James, what we draft. Let's say we draft a point guard. I would like to go after a center. Now, like I said, I have no idea what they're going to do at the center position. I don't know if that's going to be Christian Wood, if they think Justin Patton is that guy. Maybe there's a trade out there or free agency. But if we're going free agency, there are some good centers. Let me pull up a list for you because I don't have them off the top of my head. I'm only human. I don't know really all of them off the top of my head. So for centers that are unrestricted, I think the top center is probably obviously going to be, Anthony Davis, but I wouldn't even really consider him a center. That's more of a power forward. There's a lot of debate of like what he is, but it's probably staying in LA. I think we can all agree there. There's Marc Gasol, but to me, he's pretty old. Serge Ibaka, it's another guy that some fans are kind of high on. I'm not really that high on Serge Ibaka. I think if we bring him here, it just wouldn't be a good fit. Not to say that he couldn't play. It's just Montrezl Harrell to me would probably be my number one option. I know he's only like a bench center, but I like his, tenacity. I like his effort. He definitely could be someone that you could bring in. Aaron Baines, I don't know if fans want to bring back Baines. Could take a gamble on maybe DeMarcus Cousins. I don't know. I made a video about that. But those are, maybe some acquisitions I would think of at the center spot. Don't really know if they'll bring in a shooting guard. I feel like we have a lot. Small forwards, you could make an argument that that is a position that we need to improve on, because so far it's just Snell. And I guess you could put Seiko in there. I mean, there's Jake Crowder. He's okay. Gallinari probably too expensive. Otto Porter's got a player option. You got Carmelo Anthony. I don't know if we'd want to do that. Got Mo Harkless, James Ennis, player option. I mean, those are just some of the positions that I would like to fill, is, center and maybe small forward for sure. Yeah, Benjamin, like, the thing with Drummond is, like, I didn't hate him. Like, I wanted him to do well. He just really didn't live up to his contract. That's a hot take, James. You think he's going to torch us? We'll see. We will see. Should we go after Monte Morris? Ricky, does he play in Denver? I know I've seen that name before. I think he plays a point guard, shooting guard. Yeah, sorry. I don't even know if he's a free agent. Let me check. I'm not sure. Monte Morris. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that guy. I remember him now. Looks like he's under contract. Signed a 3-year contract. He's not going to be an unrestricted free agent until 2021, Ricky. So, and his contract's pretty cheap, so I don't know if we would actually, want to trade for him. But 2021, they could probably give him a look. Ibaka is the one. So you think Ibaka is a good choice, James? We'll see. If I'm wrong, I'll make a video about it. But I just really don't think Ibaka would do much here. I mean, he would block shots, stretch the floor. I feel like he would get really tired because his role in Toronto, they just have Toronto is just such an underrated team. And people are just sleeping on them right now, even though they just won the championship last year. I know Kawhi's gone, but I think Toronto's going to make some noise in the playoffs. So this is a good one. Rank the Ball brothers. Who's got the biggest upside? So the biggest upside for me is going to be Lonzo, LaMelo, LiAngelo. LiAngelo. I can't even talk. So it'd be Lonzo, LaMelo, and LiAngelo to me. That would definitely be me. I don't want Baines. Greek freak talks on him 3 times a game. Facts. He does. Yeah, Denver point guard. Yeah, Ricky, I just looked it up. Unrestricted free agent 2021. That free agency class is going to be lit. Like, if I know we have a lot of money this year, but 2021, you guys, that is going to be the free agency class where you want a lot of cap space. So could probably see the Pistons doing a bunch of 1-year deals, for sure. Let's see. Who do you see the Pistons getting in the draft if they have the 5th pick? And that's just it depends. Like, let's say Melo is gone, Edwards is gone, and I don't know, could throw Toppin in there. I think they'll just take a point guard, regardless of, best available. Because I know some people, like, you don't take a point guard, you take, best player available. I think they're going to take the best point guard available. So it's hard to say. Like, you could make scenarios where, maybe they go for a Halliburton or Killian Hayes, or maybe they take a gamble on a Cole Anthony. You never really know. Yeah, I've liked Mo Harkless for a while. I know Van Gundy was after him years ago. Before, I think it was 2015 season, he tried getting him, and during free agency, I remember reading from Woj, and they just couldn't get a deal done. But you don't think Blake has 82 games in the tank? I don't either. If he can play 60, 65, you know what? That's fine with me. I don't see them taking a big in the draft. Me either, Alec. Like if if the Pistons traded Drummond and then they take a guy like Wiseman or they take a guy like Oneko Okongwu, I don't know how Pistons fans would react to that. I think they would be pretty pissed off, because it's like we traded a guy that's contract wasn't even up yet, and you're going to tell us we need another center? No, I don't think fans would like that. I know I wouldn't like that. That pissed me off if we did that. I'd like to see, a point guard, in my opinion, but you guys might have other opinions. I know some people are really high on Obi Toppin, power forward out of Dayton. But, you never know. See if I missed any questions. I know because you guys were. Here's a good one. We also need a defender, almost of our big guys to score. I agree. I think we can all agree Bruce Brown is our best defender right now. And that's not really saying a lot. I'd like to see us get better on the wing. I know we were talking on Above the Rim yesterday, talking about starting Sekou. Sekou would be, I don't even know if he would be a big improvement over Tony Snell right now, because I don't really know how Dwayne Casey would use him. Because if you look at, the way he used Tony Snell and Stanley Johnson, he had those guys just shoot in the corner. Now, Tony Snell, he started becoming a better passer. He was probably one of our best lob passers at the end of the season, but I don't really know. We do need another defender. I don't know whether, we get a defensive point guard or we go in free agency and get, defenders. We definitely need more help. You're right, Benjamin. Does Zion Williamson's frame make him injury prone? I mean, I guess you could make that case. I think the only player I could think of that had a similar frame to Zion is Greg Oden. And that would be really sad if Zion ended up like Greg Oden. But I think Zion's going to be a very good player in this league. I think he's going to, be an all-star every year. I think he's a franchise player for New Orleans, but he does need to lose a couple pounds because that guy is built like a football player. He's huge. Like, I'd pay to see him play some football, man. Like, that guy is just a tank. I would trade my fan card if that happened. Oh, you're talking about if we took a center. Yeah, I think a lot of fans would, Alec. Drafting a center would just be, I wouldn't say funny, but I don't know, disappointing. Hopefully Troy Weaver can actually find a gem in this draft. Probably going to be on for maybe another 20 minutes. So if you guys have any questions, or you guys just want to talk, for sure. Let's see what you got, Bebo. What do you got to say? Andre Drummond is the best two-way player in NBA history. 4 seasons of 1,500 points, 100 rebounds, 100 steals, 100 blocks. Elijah is the next, and he was on that list. Man, wish you didn't do that. Wish you didn't do that, man. Like, it's hard to debate that because you're right. He did have really good seasons where, he'd be top 10 in like steals and blocks. But, the effort wasn't there all the time, B-Ball. But, I mean, there's not denying that he's not a good player. I just think the Pistons never really gave him a point guard. I mean, I was thinking about it today. I mean, the best point guards he really played with is Will Bynum, Brandon Jennings, and Reggie Jackson. And no disrespect to Will Bynum, Reggie Jackson, or Brandon Jennings, but he needed like a Kimball Walker type of point guard, like a Kyrie Irving, like someone that could just throw that guy lobs. Like, guy was just a lob threat all the time. Free agency predictions. The only thing, I have a feeling we're going to sign Fred VanVleet. I don't know why. I know we've seen reports of it. I've even seen, if we can't get VanVleet, we're going to go after DJ Augustine. So I think those are some point guards you could look at. Some centers. I wouldn't be surprised if the Pistons went after like a lower tier, maybe a Willie Cauley-Stein. I mean, that's like a really low tier, but because I think they're just going to sign a bunch of one-year deals. I don't really think they're going to, spend too much money this free agency because of the 2021 free agency class, It's just, you just go look up the free agents in 2021 and look at the free agents this year. It's just night and day. Let's see. Should NBA bench players play 40 games should the NBA bench players for 40 games for breaking the quarantine bubble rules? Are you talking about like Lou Will and his situation, Golan? I don't know. I think he got like 10 days, I don't know if they would, do 40 days. That's kind of extreme unless they like repetitively broke the rules. But, Iverson won 2 steals 3 years in a row. He must have been the best two-way point guard ever. Just because you get a lot of steals doesn't mean you're a good defender. But you could make the argument that Drummond was a good defender. Like, he was good. He wasn't like elite, but he was a good defender. I will say that. He was a good defender. He just had no help side. Like, I felt bad for him. Like, honestly, you got guys like Tony Snell and, Reggie Jackson and Blake. Just let guys go straight to the basket. Andre's got to try to protect the rim, and he's got no help. It's like, what the hell is everyone doing? I actually have not watched any WNBA game, so I didn't see this. I don't really want to get into a political talk because we are talking about sports right now. But, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world right now. Corona, cops, just all this stuff. I don't even want to answer that question because you guys could take it the wrong way. I don't really like talking politics at all because, people aren't going to agree with you, and people make, the national anthem thing a political thing and, a disrespect to veterans thing, crap like that. But like I said, you guys are open to your opinions. I'm sure we have different opinions when it does come to, the national anthem and kneeling and, stuff like that. I'm just not going to answer that because I know I'll probably upset someone. Do I think the Pistons will make the playoffs next year? King, I do. If we are healthy, that is the key word, healthy. I think they could probably be in a 7th to 8th seed type of team. Depends who we draft, depends who we target in free agency. But you tell me you got a healthy Blake Griffin, healthy D Rose, a healthy Luke Kennard, and, whatever we bring back, yeah, I think the Pistons are going to be competitive next year. Because I said, if they didn't get so injured this year, they probably would have competed for maybe a 6 through 8 seed, in my opinion. So I definitely could see them being a playoff team, King. Thanks for the question. I know this isn't basketball related, but do you guys get the stupid text messages on your phone? I swear I've gotten like 3 of these today. Make $1,000 by the end of the day. I don't know what this guy's doing, making $1,000 a day, but I'm just gonna say it's not legal. Rookie Shaq carried an expansion team to 41 wins. Current Drummond couldn't even do that. He just ain't that good as. I have to be partial to Drummond, Ben, because I actually did make. I'm actually friends with some of his inner circle, and they might be watching. I just can't say anything, bad about Drummond. He's a really good person. I know we were hard on him because we didn't win anything with him, but that is not his fault. That is Tom Gore's fault. That is the front office's fault for not putting better talent around him. You can't even compare Shaq and Drummond, in my opinion. Shaq was just dominant as soon as he came out. The guy was breaking backboards and crap. I think we can stop with Drummond slander for the day. Any other slander? Feel free, you guys. Maybe you guys have some Stanley Johnson slander, some Reggie Jackson slander. Who knows? I think those are some players that, we get headaches when we talk about. Said, you guys have any questions? I'm going to be doing this for another 15 minutes or so. Any basketball questions, Pistons questions, or, just want to talk? Feel free to drop them down below. Thon Maker slander is always appreciated. Oh, man. I don't know. I know he got all buff again, but I feel like he does that every year, But maybe he'll prove me wrong. Maybe the Pistons bring him back. And maybe he just balls out and we'll all look like, big a-holes, But hey, you never know with Thon. Is it too soon to make Kobe Bryant will be I don't think it's too soon. I know a lot of people were upset over, him being on the cover, but I think a lot of fans wanted it to. I think more fans are actually going to buy the Kobe Bryant cover just out of respect for Kobe. I personally, I don't even know why I do this. I literally buy 2K every year, and I get so busy I can't even play it. It's like I think I've only played 2K20 maybe 10 times so far, and it's like, man, I just don't even have the time to buy it or play it rather. But I think they'll probably include a really nice poster of Kobe too, and 2K21 glowing. So it'll I think a lot of fans and Kobe Bryant's family will probably get in maybe some proceeds to their selected charity, or the money will go to Kobe's family. You never know what 2K and Ronnie will do for that cover, but I don't know. I was really shocked when I saw that news. I thought it was fake because it was TMZ. Yeah, but I think that 2K makes so much money, And I think for using him, they need to look at what the proceeds need to go to an organization for Kobe or, his family, because, 2K is going to be making so much money, just from selling it. He was such an icon. Like, I know I hated him as a player. I hated him a lot, but, it's sad to see him go because he would just crush the Pistons. But I was happy when we won the chip in 04. That was sweet revenge. But they definitely need to do something for him. All right, you guys, play nice in the chat. Absolutely. Yeah, you can, let's say a player doesn't get drafted. Troy Weaver could snag a guy. I think we did that with Dante Hall. I think he went undrafted. Snag a guy and, put him in the G League, maybe give him a 2-way deal, or maybe the guy is so good he actually competes for a roster spot. You never know. Crazier things have happened for the Detroit Pistons. You guys, if you don't agree with each other, that's fine. But don't start a fight in the chat over it. Just be the bigger person. You don't need that type of negative energy. Okay. I mean, I don't agree with a lot of people I see on YouTube, but I'm not going to tell them, oh, you're an idiot or I don't agree with you. Just, I stopped watching it. So if you guys have any questions, guys just want to talk, drop a question. Talking Pistons, NBA, free agents, draft, whatever it may be. Wow. How would you guys feel if the Pistons went after, let's say we fall in the draft and we go after a guy like a RJ Hampton? I know some fans are, high on him, some aren't. Okay, man. Where would they be right now? Man, that's a great question. Great freaking question. Where would the Detroit Pistons be right now if they drafted Donovan Mitchell? That's tough to say where they would be. I think they would be in a better spot for sure. And this isn't, Luke Kennard slander by any means, but Donovan Mitchell is just a better player than Luke Kennard. Because I don't know. Maybe they are a better team. Maybe they don't trade Drummond. Maybe, I don't even know. That's probably the biggest what ifs, that Carmelo Anthony. Is LaMelo Ball destined to join the New York Knicks? I take it with a grain of salt, like any articles or, stuff I see on Twitter, because the Knicks did this last year with Zion, if you guys remember. They were just so convinced that they were going to land Zion, and they fall in the draft. And, the Pelicans got him. I think the same thing could happen. You never know who's going to win this draft. But I don't think he's destined to join the Knicks. I think the media wants you to believe that, we're going to get, Melo, and because, LeVar wants him to play for the Knicks. And, his manager shot that down. So, I guess I take it with a grain of salt. What level of production do you expect from Christian Wood, plus minus? I think that you're probably going to see much of what we saw, B-ball, when we traded Andre Drummond. I think he's going to have more opportunities. Now, granted that we do resign Christian Wood, I don't know. I've read a couple articles from Knicks websites that they might be prepared to throw him more than a mid-level exception. They might throw him 15 mil. And I don't know if the Pistons want to get in a bidding war with the Knicks or maybe a team like the Hornets. But, I do expect his numbers to be pretty damn good. I like Luke. That 10th night is scary, though, especially in a cold city like Detroit. Yeah, man, it's like did his knee get hurt I don't know if you guys remember, but I want to say it was a summer league, his second year going into the summer league. They were going to put him as a point guard. And I think it might have been his shoulder or his knee. He got hurt. But yeah, I mean, getting knee injuries that young, that's not a good sign. Not to mention, he's going to have a contract year coming up pretty soon. So it's another player the Pistons, might have to pay or might want to move because they want to pay him the money that he wants. But hey, you never know. RJ Hampton equals Reggie Jackson 2.0. Ouch. For the RJ Hampton fans in the building. Yeah, I was never really high on him. I've just seen a lot of comments that, we should take a gamble on RJ Hampton. I know some people are comparing him to like a Russell Westbrook, which I don't really see, but I don't know. We will see how he does throughout his career. Maybe he will prove us wrong. Devin 99, what is good, my guy? B-ball, I 100% agree. I think as Pistons fans, we do this a lot. I wouldn't call it sulking, but, it's like a Bol is pulling out right now, right? And we had a couple opportunities to draft him because I think he didn't go until like the 44th pick, right? And we have the 30th pick. As you guys know, traded that 30th pick for couple, I think 4 second rounders, get Servetus at 37. We have to stop, this, but Booker at 13th. Man, the Suns got lucky, Benjamin. I don't even think they knew what they were doing. They just got lucky on Booker. As I remember, they weren't playing Booker at all. He was just sitting on the bench, and then they had an injury, and Booker just starts balling out. And they're like, oh, wow, this kid's good. Reggie Jackson is good, just not a starting point guard. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the Clipper role he has right now. And I think it's perfect for Reggie Jackson. Like, yeah, he starts, but he's not going to be the main focal point of their offense, I'm happy that the Pistons did move on from him. And, I wish Reggie nothing but the best. He's a really good dude. What do I think about Wiseman? Ricky, I have a hot take for you. I think Onyeka Okongwu is a better prospect than Wiseman. But we didn't see too much from him. I don't really know what to expect from him. I think he's going to be a top 10 pick, but I don't really know. I don't really have an opinion on him. I mean, I watched a couple of highlights of him, but, for me to have an assessment of him, I really don't know. I actually was really high on Mitchell B-ball. I actually wrote a couple articles back in the day when I used to write for 12 Up Sports. He was on the top of my target for sure, but, Not mad that we got Luke. Luke's a really good shooter. I think he could be a really good pro. We just got to keep him on the court, you know? What's your favorite basketball movie? Probably Coach Carter. Coach Carter is probably one of my favorite basketball movies of all time. Yeah, Hoosiers is a good one. I'd probably go with more partial to Hoop Dreams over Hoosiers. Said, you guys have any questions you want to drop in the chat? Draft prospects, basketball, Pistons, not Pistons related. I don't care. I'll answer it. Be on for maybe another 10 minutes or so. Could be free agency. I don't really care about it. Oh, not about that. Sorry, I just had one of my friends text me about something stupid. Any news on the second bubble? Devin, I actually read an article today about that. I want to say it was from the Free Press. And I think the last report was from, I want to say it was Woj. I think they were talking about a Chicago bubble in September. So, I mean, hey, I'd like to see it. I think it would kind of be like a summer league. You'd see a lot of good, younger guys. You'll probably see a Jordan Bone, a Luke Kennard, a Sekou. You're going to see a lot of our younger guys down there at that Chicago bubble. So I think I'd like to see it just to see where they are in the stage of the development, and we can assess them from there. But as of right now, September is a target date, apparently, in Chicago for a second bubble. Should we keep Jordan Bone? I think we're going to keep him. I don't know if it's going to be another two-way contract, keep him in Grand Rapids as like an emergency option, but I think we will keep him. I think the Pistons are pretty high on Jordan Bone. They just, I always thought that he could replace Tim Frazier because Tim Frazier was just really bad this year. I thought he would be an okay addition, but I don't know what happened with him. Elite clips. Who is my favorite Piston? I got to go with Ben Wallace growing up because I was about 12 when I was watching the Go in the Work crew. So Ben Wallace to me was one of my favorite Pistons. As of right now, if I had a favorite Piston, it's probably going to be Luke Kennard and Sekou are my two favorites right now. Luke Kennard took himself out of the lineup. Tendonitis caused by pain, not an injury. Yeah, tendonitis isn't an injury. I don't know who said it is because I have tendonitis in my wrist really bad. And, it comes and goes. It's not every day. It's not consistent, but I don't really know how the severity of his knee tendonitis. It could have been really bad, but I don't know. I feel like the Pistons had I think the Pistons had a clear plan that, after, the season wasn't going their way, they were just going to sit him out for the rest of the year. I don't really buy that, he was going to come back in March thing. I think that Luke was always just going to be out for the year. Yeah, I would keep Kyrie Thomas. We've seen him play. When that guy comes in, he's automatic. He's just a bucket getter. I remember that series against Milwaukee. He'd be in there for 5-10 minutes. Got 7-8 points. I was like, all right. He just hasn't. It's injuries or the season ends or something happens. I mean, we have so many shooting guards. I feel like if Langston wasn't here we traded him, Kyra would get those opportunities. But like I said, you have to earn that right. And I think he will earn that right from Coach Casey eventually because he's a very good player. No Tim Frazier slander. He threw me a headband. I'm not really, slandering him, but he just, I don't know, man. It's like if we had a lead, it'd be gone. It was kind of like the Jose Calderon 2.0. Like we had a lead, Jose would lose it. Tim was kind of the same way. Do you think we should try to re-sign Christian Wood? Also, do you think C. Wood wants to remain a Piston? I think we're going to try to re-sign C. Wood. Now, we do have early bird rights on his contract. So if we can get him on to sign for around $10 million, only $1.7 million actually goes against the cap. And that would be phenomenal if the Pistons can do that. But I don't think C. Wood's going to sign for $10 million a year. I think he's going to try to get anywhere from 12 to 16. But that's just my opinion. And as for, do I think C. Wood wants to remain a Piston? Yes. We gave him an opportunity. He's going to have every opportunity here to, maybe get more endorsement deals. Maybe, get a shoe deal. You never know. I think C. Wood fell in love with the city, and the fans love him a lot. How many points is Luke going to average next season? I would say I'll give him 16 points a game, elite clips. I'll give him 16. Hello from Brazil. Awesome. We have some international fans watching. What is up, Zeka? Hope you guys are staying safe over in Brazil. I know COVID is really bad over there. Hope you guys are staying safe over there. Should NCAA cancel this season? I don't think so. I think that, they're going to do much of what the NBA is doing with their bubble. I think they're just going to have bubble locations all throughout the United States. I don't think they're going to cancel the season. But, hey, you never know. Detroit Sports Room. If we don't get a point guard in the draft, who would you target in free agency or trade? So if we don't get a point guard in the draft, I've said Fred VanVleet to me is the clear choice for point guard. He's the best point guard when it does come to free agency. I mean, you have Mike Conley, but that's a player option. You best believe he is going to take that player option. I mean, who's going to walk away from 30 plus million? You got Goran Dragic. I don't know if you guys would want him. He's kind of on the older side, unrestricted. You got Jeff Teague. I don't know if you guys would want Jeff Teague. I honestly would probably take a gamble on a Chris Dunn just because he's young and he's a defensive point guard, but good thing I'm not in charge. But as for trade, I'd love a Drew Holiday, but that probably won't happen either. But good question, Detroit Sports Room. Good question. Yeah, I don't know, B-Ball. I don't know. Tendonitis shouldn't take that long to heal. That was my thing with it. I don't know if it was maybe a coaching dispute or maybe he got upset over the trade rumors with Phoenix. I don't know, but hopefully he can stay on the court next season. We don't have any of these hiccups with tendonitis or maybe he gets a shoulder injury again. I hope not. I want to see Luke on the court. He's a really good player. Bubba, I do not watch UFC. I don't. I think the only fight I actually watched was, it wasn't even UFC. I think it was a boxing match. I think it was McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather. I think it was. I think that's the only real fighting that I actually watched. And just because everyone was hyping it up. But if we get the number one pick, who do you think we should? It's probably going to be LaMelo Ball or Anthony Edwards, in my opinion. I think, it's going to be either one. Personally, I would go with LaMelo Ball, but that's just me. Maybe you guys have a different opinion on which point guard or which prospect you would take in the draft. But to me, we need a point guard desperately. And that's no slander on D Rose. D Rose just needs some help, man. Like, honestly, I'm going to run him into the ground. Can't be starting him again. All right, you guys, I am going to hop off this live stream. I want to thank everyone that is watching right now. Maybe we can do this maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks. We could do these Q&As. This is actually my first live stream. I really enjoyed talking with you guys. If you guys do want to reach me, you can reach me on Twitter. It's at Pistons Talk, or on Instagram at Pistons Talk. And I will talk to you guys down there. My DMs are always open. And thank you guys for watching. I really